What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Overthinking Understanding Podcast. I'm in a special location because of the job that I do in the service in OPSEC. I cannot disclose that location at the moment, but what I can tell y'all is I got a special guest with me today. YouTube, y'all can already see. I'm going to let him introduce myself. One of my battles that I done met down here on the training. So go ahead and introduce yourself. However way you want to do it.
How y'all doing? My name is Christopher Kennedy Rogers, also known as Dollar Shout. You can follow me at Dollar Shout on Instagram, Snapchat. You can find my Facebook through that. DOLLASHAWT. I'm pretty sure that Victoria gonna
I'm gonna link
tag it in
everything.
the video or something later.
Yeah.
But we got some interesting topics to talk about today.
Oh, go ahead. See, he called. He done did this before. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 26 years old. I've been in the Army for almost 6 years. I'm very interested in the furthering of Black people. I just think that I believe we could be better, and that as a whole, we would be better if we learn how to work together as a community and take accountability for our situations instead of trying to blame it on things that happened 400 years ago.
It's gonna make some people mad, sir.
I mean, that's the point.
Hey,
You spreading awareness, you gonna incite controversy.
oh yeah. Nah, definitely. You got anything else? You say you been?
Oh, I got a 5-month-old daughter.
Oh,
That's it. Her name's Kendall.
that's a
Cute
big
little
thing right
baby.
there. Yeah, congratulations. I want kids so bad. I just refuse to bring them into the world because I want them and not be ready to give them everything like they deserve to have.
I
Now they
understand
saying
that.
like I want kids because people think like oh, you talk to girls that why you ain't got no kids. No, sweetheart. Like if I wanted to, I can go make me a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
It's too many. It's 2021. It's too many resources out here for you to have a child.
I want see,
you
but
adopt a child. You give birth to your own child.
I about to say I want to carry my own child, and I want my child to know their father. Like I never been ashamed of admitting that. Like I want it to be conceived. Like, cause this is how I feel about sperm banks. This is how I feel about sperm banks. They got like 10,000 other kids. Oh, I don't want that. I mean,
I never thought about that.
you could get you like a ain't shit whatever dude. I still might get 10, maybe 15 siblings for my baby. On a good note, maybe 2 or 3. But I don't want my child to know dang Jerry with 10,000 other kids. Like, I just feel like, okay, man, see, we already got started. This why he on the show, though. Like, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Let's talk about this.
Okay, hold on. So, all right, I'm going to let him introduce the topics. And then we go come back. I apologize, y'all. Like, it's good conversation get flowing. This is only my second guest that I've had live. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm sorry about that. Y'all see it's a different location, totally different background. If y'all hear any type of noises or anything, I apologize in advance. You know how I am. If I get a good conversation, meet somebody with some intellect or just a conversation, intelligent conversation, I'm bringing them on the show. And I keep my equipment with me any and everywhere. So I'll post up in front of your mom or your granny house and get the episode shot if that's needed. So I apologize in advance. Don't tell you I'm gonna go. He see my little bag. He see we was getting it ready out here. So, but I'm gonna let Chris. What'd you say, Chris? You say Christopher? But we go. You like Chris?
Yeah, that's
all
fine.
Right, because Christopher too long.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll be a lot of.
So nobody calls me Christopher.
Yeah.
Except my daughter's mom. That's the only person that calls me Christopher. Everybody just calls me Chris.
Don't nobody call me my name. Don't nobody call me my name in my family. And then I've been in the service so long. Like
you're just so used to hearing more.
But no, because but so my nickname Poodle. It's supposed to be Poodle, but Black people.
Yeah.
We gotta put that duh on it.
Yeah.
So it's Poodle. You know what I'm saying? And then like if people know me friend wise, like they call me my middle name K. So if you call me Victoria, then I know like we really ain't really. I don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't know. You probably just see my name somewhere and you don't want to call me more. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, like I said, go ahead. You remember the topics?
Yeah. The first topic was what was the first topic?
The first topic.
I remember the second topic. The second topic was talking about the issues in the Black community.
Oh, it was Boosie. It was Boosie and Nas.
Boosie and Nas.
Lil Nas X. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lil Nas X, because it's two different Nas's.
Yeah, so that'd be a totally different conversation.
Yeah.
They got into it.
Yeah.
But the first topic we want to introduce today is about the whole situation with the rapper Boosie and the rapper Lil Nas X, stemming from, Boosie's supposed homophobia and Lil Nas X trying to troll him behind it. I'm gonna start this off by saying, me personally, I've had this theory for a while. I don't think that Lil Nas X is actually gay.
What?
I think Lil Nas X is using that platform and the opportunity to make some money, and he trying to manipulate people by getting, like, I'm not saying fake support, but by getting fake support for him being a member of their community by perpetuating the idea that he's a homosexual. I don't think he's gay.
So why would he even? It's too many gay dudes, it's too many gay men or women out there that's like in the limelight that he didn't have to come out to get that talent. Like, from what you saying, like, just off your theory, Old Country Road was something that like superseded his name.
Right.
Like, that thing he never had to come out. He was already, the hit was there. He never had to come out and say he was gay. Like, I don't think he needed to.
Okay.
Like, he lost people when he came out.
Now let's talk about this.
So we getting started. Y'all, hold on before. See, look, man. Okay, so say the topics clearly one more time, and then we're going back to the first topic.
Okay.
So let's say the topics again.
The first topic is about Boosie and Lil Nas X, and the second topic we're going to touch on is about the black community just as a whole, and issues that we have, and some ideas that we could produce to fix it or make it better than what it already is.
Okay. Let's get it. So you saying Lil Nas X, you don't really think he gay?
Mm-mm.
All right, go ahead. Let me hear this.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
I'm just gonna draw a comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah. Okay.
Oprah Winfrey. Okay. Why is Oprah Winfrey? Because she was the first. She was the first African American woman with a nationally syndicated show that had that was like episodic, that it came on. Oprah Winfrey show came on every day. Every day. She was the first black woman to do that. Oprah Winfrey is not popular because she's beautiful. She's not popular because she's super duper smart. She's popular because she was the first. Eminem was the first mainstream white rapper that had a real big following. He made all this. He was a great rapper.
So Vanilla Ice?
But Vanilla Ice never got to the height that Eminem did.
I said, but he wasn't the first.
Listen to what I said. I said he was the first mainstream white rapper that got a huge following. Because if you think about it, okay, I'm gonna say this. Eminem was the first white gangster rapper. How about that?
I give you that.
He was the first white gangster
rapper.
Because
I was about to say, I feel like Vanilla Ice was mainstream.
In the late 90s, he was in the late 90s, early 2000s, when gangster rap was at its height.
I give him that.
And Eminem gained a huge following, all this stuff, because he was the first. It was different. He was the first white guy to do that. And being a young black man and broadcasting your homosexuality on a huge platform like that.
What about Frank Ocean?
Frank Ocean, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew you was gonna say Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean is what, he bisexual or whatever?
I think he bi, yeah.
Okay, but he does not broadcast it. He's open about it,
mm-hmm.
and he'll talk to you about it. But he ain't like, hey y'all, I like men and women. Hey y'all, I like men, but sometimes I like women. Hey y'all, I like women, and sometimes I like men. No, Lil Nas X is in your face. He flamboyant. He on TV. He on the shows. Frank Ocean make great music.
Lil Nas is very talented too. I'm saying,
absolutely.
Okay. So what's the difference then? What straight? Okay, we got Boosie and Lil Nas X. What's the difference between what Boosie doing and what Lil Nas doing? Like Boosie, he got, I think his son was like 11 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
Sent the prostitute to go sleep with his son or whatever. Boosie, how many sexual songs do he have? Or even videos. A dude could be rapping about something gangster I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna kill you. My ops in the whole video are gonna have some females shaking their tail. You know what I'm saying? Like shaking their butt in some bikinis or something on there. Like that's flaunting that they like vagina. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. But so I think that Boosie is wrong.
Yeah.
I think Boosie wrong in the situation. Absolutely, because to me he sounds like a hypocrite. Because okay, you can't tell me that because Boosie's argument is that the public trying to push an agenda to make black men be gay.
But you can't make nobody be gay.
Right. I'm just telling you what he.
No, I'm saying I know he's. You know what I'm saying. That ain't towards you. I'm saying that ain't towards him. I'm just saying like
that's his thought process. His thought process is that Lil Nas X trying to make little black boys be gay. That's what he said. That we said on the Breakfast Club.
No, I heard him. I seen that. I watched that interview.
My thing about it is, Boosie. I think Lil Nas X like 22 or 23.
He young, yeah.
Why you going back and forth with a dude that's honestly you're old enough to be his daddy about really nothing?
About your opinion. Because he has the right to his opinion.
Right.
So should he state it as openly as I don't know, like what they say, like just because he can do it don't mean that he should do it. Like how he feels growing up in the black community, African American community. I spoke about it on some of my previous episodes. Like homophobia or not wanting a child to be gay is like the worst thing. Like child molester, drug dealer, murderer. She can be a hoe. It's so much other stuff they can be. But if your child gay, then that's just like
the worst thing.
That's just the worst thing in the world. And then you go off and make them the black sheep, and then we come around and it's like. I don't want to say shit on people, we shitting on people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you look at what you're doing or what the people who judge you, parents included, and it's like, okay, you wasn't doing this at my age. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, again, when we get into that conversation about that, it really kind of goes back to hypocrisy and really like to me it's a self-hatred thing because me personally I don't feel like Boosie is intelligent enough
to articulate.
I don't think he's intelligent enough to correctly
articulate what he's trying to say.
Because if you feel like, because me personally as a black man, I do feel like that there's an overabundance of like homosexual things being pushed in the media. Like the other day, I grew up reading comics.
The Batman and Robin.
Okay, so they making Robin. I
they
want to
making
say
him.
Jason, which one of the Robins, because like 5 or 6 different Robins.
But they making them bisexual.
They made one of them bisexual, and then they're coming out with a version of Superman's son who is homosexual. And I feel like that's doing too much. Why can't you just create a new character? Why you have to change a currently existing character to meet the status quo?
No, okay. This my thing. And I hear people say that a lot. And I don't feel like, even though I'm a part of that, even though I hate seeing a part of that community because you don't agree with everything that's in there because somebody throw you in there. I'm going to say that even though that my lifestyle, I do, I'm a lesbian, I do mess with women, I do feel like that sometimes people, okay, like when you say it's doing too much, putting it in it, I just feel like it's more open, like it's been going around. You know, like you been had a gay uncle, gay auntie. It just wasn't acceptable to put it in the open. So I feel like it's a good and bad thing because it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing growing up being gay and you hearing gay is wrong your whole life. So that's already like self-hate. You question yourself. You know, you going to school for psychology. You know what I'm saying? So it's already a hard thing in the world to deal with that. And then you not seeing it on TV. So it's really like, and then you might be at home and you steady hear people saying like it's not okay. So I feel like for us to have that representative, it's cool. Like see it on TV. At the same time, like you say, I don't feel like that you got to recreate the real. Like you can go make a new cartoon about it.
But this is all I'm saying.
And don't make every person that's gay bi. Like that drives me crazy. Like every gay dude or chick that they have in a series, especially when it first came out, I guess make it more palatable. It'll be like they had to be bi. So, and everybody don't get down like that.
So okay, I agree with everything you said, But the only thing I'm saying, there have always been gay comic book. This is a comic book nerd telling you. There is a version of the Incredible Hulk that has been gay since that character existed. There's a version of Colossus. You know Colossus, the big silver dude.
That ain't talking about.
He's gay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's always been gay. So I'm saying, why we gotta change a character that's been existing for 60 years
And make him gay.
And I'm saying Superman's son has been existing for 40 years, and now they retconning him and making him be.
Yeah,
which
I agree.
don't-
I totally agree.
I don't feel. I'm not saying that. Okay.
Talk a little bit louder.
You can't create a new character.
There we go.
Or we can't have the representation. I'm all for the representation. Me personally, being a straight man, I feel like some of these athletes should come out.
That's true.
That actually are.
Who was the football player who just came out recently? It was a white guy.
I know you're talking about.
It was a white guy who came
I don't know
out.
who he played for though.
Yeah.
But I remember this
What you looking at?
may be like 7 or 8 years ago. This dude got drafted in the NFL. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He got drafted in the NFL. He was the best linebacker in college basketball. I mean college football.
Yeah, we got
for
you.
4 seasons. But when he gets drafted, the team never officially signed him. He go to training camp. The dudes was picking on him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's kind of messed up because what I do at you know what I'm saying? What does somebody doing at their house got to do with playing football?
And this is what always bothers me. Like I say, that makes gay like the top of the top, just the worst thing you could be. And you got people like you say, you got somebody that go home and beat their wife
touch their kids,
beat their wife and their kids' ass. You got somebody that go home that touching on their kids. You got somebody who going
marrying their goddaughter.
Like it's so much. Like you know what I'm saying. Like it's so much straight weird stuff that go on in the world. But if you gay, it's messed up. Like it's just like that's something. But okay, and then I be feeling like this, like especially with females. Like you say, it's a little bit of gay in them, like a lot, like. It's like that hint of like you will try it. That with some female, I done have females tell me, not all of them, because some females just like you say they like what they like. But it's some females that'll say like I generally am more attracted to women, but like I'm with dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a weird thing where it's just like people make it like it's not. I don't feel like
it's not normal.
Yeah, I'm trying to say like the attraction to a woman, because like just like every woman that's with a dude doesn't have a high sex drive. They don't like having sex like that, but they like the company of a man.
Yeah.
They like the smell of a man. Can't no woman fix that.
Yeah.
Regardless if you go to the doctor now and get touched, you can't no woman quench that desire for a man. A man is a man for a reason. Same thing with a female.
Absolutely.
So I just feel like with that sometimes it'd be weird because it's like, why is it such a big deal then? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it such a big deal? Like, you don't have this feel.
And this is the reason that I don't think that, okay, he might be, Lil Nas X might be gay.
I think he gay.
But what I'm saying is that money is a motivator, and managers and agents are really, really smart, and those people get paid to help you make money. So if just me personally, if I was a music artist, and okay, Old Town Road is probably always gonna be the number one song that young man made, but you don't ever want to be a one-hit wonder.
But I
feel like before he came out, he was headed towards being a one-hit wonder.
Before he came out,
Before he came out, he was, because I'm be honest,
I'm putting on my phone. I want to check his videos out.
I still haven't heard. I don't listen to any of his music. I'm just being honest. The only song I ever listened to is Old Town Road, and that's me personally. But it don't have anything to do with his sexuality. I just don't like his music.
Yeah, I think the man is very talented.
But Lil Boosie, I'm from Alabama. Lil Boosie from Louisiana. I grew up listening to Boosie. Set it off.
And Boosie has never touched. Montreal did 3 million. 378 million.
Yeah, he like the most streamed artist in the history of Spotify though.
Like, I'm trying to see. I don't see nothing low. I think, 3 million. I was looking. Okay, Montreal did 3 million. on just, I guess, him just bringing it out.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like all his other, he got like a couple 1 millions and stuff in there, three. But that's just like, how can I say it? That's just like the audio. But like
Right.
his videos, they're going crazy.
Now, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm just saying I don't personally listen to his music, and I don't agree or disagree with anything that he does. But I do understand. I do understand how marketing works, and what makes him marketable is that he's
838.
he's gay, he's popular, and just like he said, I don't think that people have a problem with him being gay. He said, I think they have a problem with him being gay and succeeding. And I don't think that that's Boosie's issue. I think that Boosie's issue is the same thing he said about Dwayne Wade's son. He said something about Dwayne Wade's son, being transgender or whatever. But
I don't think
at the end of the day, Boosie is I'm not saying that he can't have that opinion.
Yeah,
I'm saying that he shouldn't voice it because he is not the correct person or in the correct position to be saying those things. Now, if a Will Smith or LeBron James or somebody else came out and said something, it'll be more weight behind it because Boosie, you have made millions upon millions and millions of dollars upon making music about sex, drugs, and violence. But then now you're attacking a gay man for making music about being himself. And that's
I don't think
fair.
it's no difference though. I don't feel like Obama could have came out. They could have down dug Tupac up and talked about it. I just feel like you don't have the right to speak on, just like how I feel about it. Like sometimes I feel, not sometimes, I have a belief that kids at a young age, like let's say like a boy, he come home and be like, Mama, I like my friends. I like my friend, like I really like him. And your feelings is developing because you can have a bromance with, but now this little boy think he gay. But just because he got this feeling, or this little girl, I'm not saying, I don't know, because it'd be a touchy subject, but I don't believe it's like, they say you born gay, straight, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like as a child, you still developing. So, like, with that, I agree that, like, okay, it's okay for you to be that. It's okay for you to do that. Maybe not into the extreme. Like, I applaud Dwayne Wade and them for making their child feel comfortable.
Right.
Because that's the main thing that parents don't do. But I just feel like nobody else has the right to say anything. Like, it could, even if it was more palatable, more palatable to be brought out, somebody else that was able to better articulate themselves could have said it. It still would have been, that's not your child to speak on.
That wasn't really my point when I said that. I'm just making a point that
Boosie hypocritical.
Boosie himself should not say that.
No, he shouldn't.
Because he should not voice that because of things that
he
has
done did.
It's just like, it's almost like, okay, I can say that Woody Allen should be in jail for sexually assaulting his daughter.
Yeah.
Or I can say that it's inappropriate for that 61-year-old man to marry his doggone goddaughter. Because
you're not behind the scenes doing it, nothing like that.
Because I have not done those things.
Yeah.
R. Kelly can't come out and be an advocate against, sexual misconduct, or Bill Cosby can't come out and be an advocate against drug misconduct or anything like that, because he has engaged in those things, and that will make him a hypocrite. People have been in prison for these things, and I'm saying that Boosie, you don't went to jail for trying to kill somebody or killing somebody or something, and then on another note, like the whole Baby Dave Chappelle, Lil Nas X thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People was talking about, that they should have took down Dave Chappelle. You saying take money out of this man's mouth because he's spreading his opinion as a comedian.
But and that's why I say it's
nobody.
And everybody. This is one thing that always bothered me about the LGBT community, the black community, anybody that's done face diversity. Because I done heard Hispanics say like, we get a treat worse than y'all. I done had Africans tell me like, well, Africans who motherland feel better. Oh well, we get treated different, or y'all treat us different, or it's not the same, or ours is worse.
Everybody think they struggle worse.
And at the end of the day, that's why, overthinking and understanding, you want to be you want to be accepted and you want your struggle to be accepted. You want somebody to empathize with you, but you can't shoot. But in the same breath, you're talking about your stuff was worse. It's not, because if it happened, all I know is the life of being a gay African American female in the military.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that, you can't tell me that, oh, well, I'm a Hispanic male in the military and I was talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to, it's not comparing it. A struggle is a struggle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not this one is worse or this one. So, like, even when Dave Chappelle was doing it, I be feeling like people don't want people to state their opinion. Even in the African American community, like, people feel like other races not able to state their opinions.
I feel like especially in the black community, being a man and trying to voice your opinion, I feel like you almost sounding a death warrant.
I feel like it's just as hard for females too, though. I feel like I'm not saying I don't agree, but I feel like it's just as hard for females to voice your opinion, especially, like I say, if I was sitting up here in a dress and a spaghetti strap or something like that, or I was just presented different, I'd be more palatable for people. I'd be able to reach a broader audience. But because my appearance or how I appear, or me saying like, oh yeah, I talk to women, this, that, and the third, even reaching some guys, it'll be a disconnect. Because the first thing in your mind is, oh, she want to be a man, or she trying to be a man, or she can't tell me this about this because she's not a man. You see what I'm saying?
I understand that, but I see it a little bit different, right? Because I was just you heard the conversation I was having with my mama a little while ago.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to her that when black men voice their opinion, it's always even if they're right, even if we're right, there's always a but or an and or you're wrong. We bullies. We don't take care of our kids. It's always something. It's always something negative presented behind it. But I remember Cardi B came out and talked about how she used to finesse dudes and drug dudes and rob them and all this stuff. This was maybe a couple of years ago. But she ain't been on trial. Ain't no charges been brought up against her. The same thing Bill Cosby was doing. But nobody talks about that. I'm not saying that it's not a double standard sometimes, because I feel like females do get away with some of the similar things. Just like I ain't gonna say that. Just like a female could be talking to a younger person. You know what I'm saying? Like them teachers that be sleeping with students, a lot of them cases that went national, those were women messing with those little boys. So I'm not saying that at all, that it can't be the how can I say it? Like, I feel like that's a different spectrum. Because what you was talking to your mama about, I feel like sometimes in the African American community and this generation and growing with men, period, you have to be a man. I feel like a woman at its core, even though I talk to women, we like I feel like it's instinct. We want to be led, but we want to be led by a man. Like, I don't feel like that dudes have the right to be like, because I came out with a set of balls and a penis, that I just get this much say so. And then especially the ones who hold it be like, the God say this, that, and the third. But then in the same breath, you don't even go sit there and answer to God. You don't go pray. You don't do this and that. You just like, oh, I believe, God is me. You don't go to church or nothing like that. So it's just like, who are you even following to be this example of a man for me? So I feel like that's where sometimes it comes as a disconnect between guys and females. Because you got to be a man you got to be, just like in the service, you got to lead. You got to actually lead, not just be in charge. So sometimes, I talked about this on one of my episodes. How does it feel for a woman, for a dude to sit up there and his songs, like you say, marketability, say it. Marketability.
Thank you. Just like freaking Lil Nas, like you think that he's been gay or whatever, and a dude can have a wife at home and a gang of kids been married 8 years. Like, okay, that's T-Pain for 18 years or whatever, like T-Pain or whatever. Like he's been married a long time, and he was talking about, I'ma buy you a drink, I'ma take you home, it's love with a strip, and that was never it. So how do it feel for a woman to be with these rappers or something like that, and you talk about in the songs, my side piece this, my girl this and that and the third, but then in the same breath, you up on here. DC Young Fly do it all the time, and I be looking at him like, what the heck is you talking about? Like he'll sit up there and talk about, a lot of dudes do it, but he'll sit up there and just say stuff about like a woman being married or a woman being submissive, and then you, in the same breath, you'll sit up there and talk about how you done had side pieces, this or insinuate until somebody asks you like, oh, well, I could have people in the past, like the music that gets put out into the world is women this, they supposed to do this, then the third. But how is that a man being a man? You and your homeboy could sit up there and tell you that you love him. It's cool to openly love your homeboy in public. There's nothing gay about that. That ain't weird. You can openly love your homeboy in public, but in the same breath, we don't trust no bitches. Like, but you'll turn around and be like, women don't listen, all women are the same. What? That's not no man that nobody want to lead with. Okay. My opinion.
I know when you say all of that and then you bring it back together. Mm-hmm. Think about what I said about when I said Lil Nas X might not be gay for real. Mm-hmm. Because just like you said,
I agree with you though.
DC Young Fly perpetuate this. Rod Wave does it too. Rod Wave talk about how his heart broken out. Rod Wave is married. Mm-hmm.
DC Young Fly been with his baby mama like 4 years. Yellow Beezy got like two kids that's actually his by his girl.
T-Pain is married. Snoop Dogg has been
married for his years.
Entire career.
Ice-T, E4,
but
bitch, why you gotta say it like that? Too short. Too short.
But guess what? The reason that they perpetuate those things is marketability.
Okay.
It's sexy to society for a man to have all of this money and be single. It's sexy for a woman to have all of this money and show her body and be single. Those things are sexy. So for Lil Nas X to maximize his earning potential, he might have to act like he gay. I would do it. 100%.
Live my thing.
If I could sing and dance and rap and all of those
You'll
things,
be up there kissing
my agent said, hey man, this the direction we need to go in, because it'll be groundbreaking, it'll be innovative, it'll be a tremendous thing. Look at all that money Elton John got. Elton John gay as hell. Elton John always been open about it.
Okay, look at all the money that Bill Gates got and damn Jay-Z got. I'm saying like I feel like you say, bring it back around. If you got to do that to make money, that's your bottom line. That's not being a leader. That's being a follower. So you can't tell a woman to go follow you for that. And there's plenty of women that's out there that don't have to show. Like, you could be sexy and you could be good. Like Lady London. Like, she not as big as what she should be, but I don't feel like she has potential to go. Not saying that she's not already great. The world is just not up on her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like what you're saying. She's not
marketable.
Yeah, but no, right now. Okay, so I feel like, she got to be marketed the right way because like she's talented. Right. You don't have to force me, and I feel like her grind and her success is going to be more sustainable because she's actually got a hardcore fan base. It's like we growing with you. So when the world do catch on, it's not going to be because she became more marketable. It's because the world going to finally catch up with the talent that woman already possesses. But I'm just saying, like, how is that? You saying like they're selling records, they're doing that, and I'm not saying we don't know their wives, talk to their wives like that all the time. But in the same breath, like you say, you market this way to your children, you market this way to the world, and then you don't even want your girl on social media. Or just like Yella Beezy situation, like he blew up. He was one of the first rappers out of Dallas to blow up, but his baby mama been a millionaire since like 2015, 14. You know, like he say little stuff here and there, but you ain't just making no songs about like this chick been had some bread. Like you ain't just messing with no, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that ain't. I just feel like sometimes y'all be hard on females when it's just like it's a certain way that we want to be treated too. It's not just I'm a man, follow me, because that don't make you a man. That makes you.
So when we get this, you talking about leading in a family.
Yeah, I'm saying
you
what give you the right? So you say y'all not respected and y'all word not valid. Like what you were saying, you're talking to your mama earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you do you feel like you hear your females out? I don't even want, it's not significant other, like your baby mama, do you hear her out the same way that you want to be heard out? Is the respect reciprocated?
So, okay, with me personally, me and my daughter's mother, we don't have any problems.
Yeah.
But but I see it though, and it's a different conversation when you're talking about celebrities and television personalities, because those aren't real people. I don't care what nobody say. Like they're living, breathing beings, but
that person that they portray is not real.
Okay, like I'm a big Law and Order fan.
Yeah.
Anybody watch Law and Order? You know who Mariska Hargitay is.
Yes.
But okay, I look at it like that. The person in Snoop Dogg has to be on TV and in front of people is not the same person that he is at home with his children and his family. Because for him to maximize his income, and take care of his family the way he wants to, he has to be that person.
I agree with that.
You think that, like Future said this a few years ago, you think he pop out them pills and drink all that lean and all of that stuff for real? No, he just talks about it because he's gonna make him money.
I agree.
He's gonna make
But in the same breath, Future should be somewhere with his hand in a drug advocate program. Like I felt like it should be on that.
Well, now you're getting into morality though. Everybody don't have the same morals.
That's true, but that's what I'm saying.
You can't tell me because I made music about drugs that I should. And he may do that. We never know what Future doing
that's true.
or what anybody doing. But again, I wholeheartedly believe in this. If you're a charitable person and a charitable giver, you don't have to publicize that.
No, I agree.
I give anytime I ever see, and this ain't to toot my own horn, but as a military person, anytime I see a veteran, if I got some extra money, I give it to him.
Yeah.
Not for somebody to give it back to me.
Yeah.
But them people fought in wars that made it possible for us to be able to live in this country.
No, that's true.
And be free. So, if I get this homeless veteran $20, I wasn't gonna do nothing but below that $20 on some snacks or a T-shirt or something. So it's nothing for me to do that. But at the end of the day, I don't have to broadcast that. But
I feel like you're not okay. But that's like you say that goes and that ties into the moral aspect of it. But at the same time, like you said, you're not up there in public, or you're not up there in the public eye on your social media or nothing like that, talking about veterans be begging. And I'm saying, like, if you put something crazy out there into the world, like and that's really not you. That's really not you. I just feel like you said it is moral. I feel like it's character too. Like it should be something. Even I think it's cool for him to say, like, I don't really do that. Even though you rapping about it, it should be done more, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, to get back to what we were starting off with like, a man wanting to lead and you feeling like, men don't really get to say so. Yella Beezy, DC Young Fly, they could do all. They could rap. They could talk about all this crazy stuff. You could talk about side bitches and this, that, and the third. That's all cool. But at the same time, it don't have to be equal to you talking about. You don't have to say it as much as you talk about the crazy stuff in your song, but you should at least say it a little bit more. Like, I do love my lady. I do, cause that's how I feel. People not tuning into it anyway, but it's better to be out there. Because people don't give a crap about that.
I disagree.
You think people go tune into it?
I think that it could potentially jeopardize their ability to earn. And I believe this, like I said, I believe this wholeheartedly. We know who Snoop Dogg is at this point. Snoop Dogg almost 50 years old.
Yeah.
But when Snoop Dogg was in his 20s, he couldn't jeopardize the marketability and the sex he was selling as an artist. He could not jeopardize that.
I totally agree.
Him painting that picture of he's single and he can mess with any woman that he wants to, just like basketball players, like LeBron James, right? LeBron James is one of my favorite basketball players, but LeBron James has this identity as a baby face, never did anything wrong, never does anything wrong, and he very well may not have. But if he was okay, let's go another way with this. Chris Brown. If Chris Brown was 20 years old, talking about he married and he got He got this beautiful family and all this stuff. But he on TV, grinding on the floor, in backflips, taking his shirt off at the concert. That would jeopardize his marketability, because those women gonna be like, oh my God, I could never be with him. But the idea that you could potentially be with that man, and the idea of him being single, that's why so many professional
lust is
people that
gonna
are
be
in the-
around anyway. That's
Right,
lust is
but
gonna
it's
be
not-
around
it-
anyway.
But it's gonna jeopardize his marketability somewhat. You know, Usher never had lower record sales than when he was married to that lady. When Usher got married, his record sales, look, you can Google it. Those are his lowest selling 2 albums when he was married to the lady. When he got a divorce, that was his second best sell. What it was called?
I don't know.
Here I Stand, I think. Here I Stand, I think that was his second or third best selling album ever.
So okay,
But when he was married, them 2 albums he came out with when he was married was his lowest ever. Until maybe some of his recent albums, because Usher getting older, his
I'm about to say,
sex appeal going down and stuff that.
I feel like we could argue either way, because the way that I'm trying to find a better way to be more on topic of what we was talking about, because I feel like we could dive into a bunch of rabbit holes with this, because just like with Chris Brown, a lot of just like a lot of child stars, period. Chris Brown came out young, oh, I love you, this, that, and the third, but he really just, I ain't gonna say like he beat up Rihanna, but he really this aggressive little dude. He really not, he was marketed as the nice guy, pretty boy, but he ain't the pretty boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and like some of them Disney stars who growing up, like what's them sisters' name? Like they fine. They be doing the they some
The twins?
They ain't twins. They got like some locks. She just
Oh no, I
I don't say
watch
like
Disney.
I do. Booty so big, Lord, have mercy. What's their names?
I don't know.
Oh
I have
man,
no
you
idea. I don't watch
tripping?
Disney.
That ain't Disney though. Like I'm just saying they was okay, but like maybe they was on Disney, but like they was like child stars, and now they like more sexy. They got like they sex appeal going, and people are judging them because like what they did in their younger career. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like either way, the marketability could be damaged, because nobody want to be eventually who you are gonna come out if you gotta pretend. So that's why I say I just feel like it should be, if a man and like you say, a TV personality, a movie star, anything like that, it can be a little bit different. So that's why I'm bringing it. That's why we started with it close to home. Even dudes that's hanging out with their homeboys, you don't want your female, like how you want a female to follow you every time you pick up. Okay, I say my own self, even with chicks I done dated. If I see you with your phone in your hand every time we with each other, if I know when we with each other, you got your phone in your hand, and the moment I call you, you don't pick up, or you take forever to call back. But then in the same breath, or in the same action, your cousin can call or somebody else can call, and you pick that phone right up. So I'm saying, like, for dudes, you could pick up for your homeboy, you could be ride or die for your homeboy, your mama can't do no wrong, but then you want this female to love you. Like, and I'm just saying, like, because sometimes you get them dudes that act like women can't make mistakes or don't have their own baggage going on.
Yeah.
And a dude feel like a woman is supposed to stay there and do what I say and do this, and I'm trying and I'm a man. Especially, don't get me wrong, I talked about this with my brother on the episode, especially the guys who make it where they have to be the provider. Mm-hmm. And they make it where they get the women who don't want to work and stuff like that. And then it's like, you have to follow me. And I get to do all this stuff because I bring the money into the house. Or I get to do all this stuff because I am a boy. That's what I'm saying, where I feel like it's a disconnect, where how you were saying you feel like women don't listen, but who wants to follow a little boy? Only a little girl wants to be led by a little boy.
Okay. So, you said a lot. And I'm gonna bring it all together.
Yeah.
An actual man.
Yeah.
Men are supposed to be the head of a household.
I agree.
Now,
Under
hold on.
the Lord, though, I agree.
Not just that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I agree.
Culturally,
That's true.
historically,
That's true.
traditionally, men everywhere on earth
I agree.
have always been in charge. And I'm not saying that that's by design, but I honestly believe it's by design because there have been very few presidents worldwide historically that have been women. There have been very few prime ministers, national leaders, different things like that have been women historically.
I agree.
It to me it's by design, but I'm saying all of this to say
I about to say England is different. Well, Germany is different.
I'm saying all of this to say that men have certain roles that they have had and occupied historically, and because in Western society, women have recently developed the ability to earn their own income at a high level and be more independent, that it has almost created I don't want to say a disconnect, but have created a divide where we are now at a state in society where there are women that feel like they don't need a man, and the idea that a woman does not need a man creates a conflict between that woman and that man. And it's affected that's why it's affected the household. That's why divorce rates are so much higher now. That's why single parent households are so much higher now than they always have been, because of the 50 years ago. My grandmother is 65 years old. Her daddy and her mama was married until my great granddaddy died. All of my grandmother and her sisters, only one of them is married. But all of them women was married until their husbands died. My grandma and all her sisters, all of their husbands dead except for one of them. They was all married till their husbands died. Because their husbands brought the money home. That's how it was 50 years ago. My mother is not married to my father. But my mother graduated from high school and went to college and got a job. So she, in her mind, she felt like she didn't have to be with a man to take care of her kids and all of that stuff. And that's how society have devolved. These last two generations have made it seem as if women don't need men, and because women have I'm not saying that they do, but this over independence.
I'm with it.
Only exists in the black community.
That is not okay. This is my thing. This is my thing. This is why I'm saying what you're saying. I get 100%. I don't feel like it's society. Like I say, like
it's the black community.
I don't think it's just the black community, because that's what we see. Like I feel like women are becoming breadwinners everywhere. This is all I'm saying though. Like what you said, I'm not knocking it, but it's not. It still goes back to the point of men not leading. So you say back in the day, like the grandparents, we had people like that in my family. It was a role. It was a team effort. It was a role that needed to be played. Just like back in the day, the mother gonna sit at home. She gonna cook. She gonna clean. She probably didn't. They was dropping out of school 13, 14. They making babies. The husband going on, even if they're not continuing to go to school, they picking up some type of trade. So this is my saying. Like I said. Even like you say, let's say, because everybody don't believe in God, a man doesn't have the right to be atop of a hair hole and he's not a leader. That's like what you're saying. Cool, I get it. But like you say, your mama went, got a job, did this and the third. Who wants to sit up there with a dude that don't want to work? Or like I say, he do want to work. He wanna pay the bills. He prefer for you not to work. Just like most of like a lot of relationships in the military. You meet some of these military spouses and they kind of weird. They rarely have contact. It seems like they rarely have contact with outside people. Like what you'll think of damn Colt or something else. It'll be like they rarely have contact with outside people. They don't want to, they husbands and stuff don't want them to work. They got all these kids, and now you become dependent on somebody else. So yeah, so I believe that over independence is a thing, but it was a reason that it's a reason that women have adopted to that, and I don't think it's just the black community. They're just like anything that adopts and adapts. It does it because it have to, because it wouldn't be like that if it wasn't a reason. That's why I say like men have to go and be. Men have to step up and be men. You can't be out there riding with your homeboys or like heavy is the head that wears the crown. it's a stressful thing to be a head of a household.
Absolutely.
I was just listening to like a little motivational thing earlier, and he was saying like, okay, a man goes out, he go get him he go out and he learns to sustain for himself and self-preservation. He makes enough money and has enough stuff to take care of himself. Then he gets lonely and he go out there and get him a woman. Now he has to have enough stuff to take care of her. Then they make children and he has to have a lot of things to take care of the children and the wife and himself. So we live in a society now where, like I say, who wants somebody that? And I'm not saying that it's everybody, or I mean like every dude, but some dudes not shit, or some dudes not deserving to be in charge of no household. That's all I'm saying. Like what you're saying, I agree with, and we could dissect it. Like I say, back in the day, I felt like people needed that. Women had a different role. Women couldn't do a lot of things. Women can do a lot more stuff now.
Yeah.
So I feel like, okay, the caliber of men should have stepped up too. Because if a woman moved in to do more, then the dude should be, it's like you say, if it's not going to be even or equal, or the dude should be in front, and I want to say, just because a guy is 1, don't mean a woman is 2. She could be 1A, she could be 1.1, regardless. I believe it. It got to be a head of a household. Somebody has to listen to somebody. But I just felt like women want to be led in the right direction.
And so, I just disagree. I disagree, especially, and the reason that I keep saying the black community is that although Caucasian women, Asian women, Hispanic women, Pacific Islander women, Native American women, Middle Eastern women, although rarely, although they all work and they all have jobs, African Americans continue to have the most, percentage-wise. I ain't saying the most overall, because of course in America, white people are going to be the most everything because they make up 71% of the population. But percentage-wise, single parent households exist the most in the black community in America. But that is.
But it's a double-edged sword. All I'm saying, like you need somebody that's willing to be letting somebody be in charge. That comes with a trust barrier,
right.
and you need somebody that's willing to lead. Even if those statistics are right, like that's cool. It's still, like you say, I feel like you say you don't think it's a disconnect. I think it is a disconnect because if you have a child who never seen her father or her mother together, and she watched her mama do, even dudes, it's dudes too. I feel like it's okay. Perfect. Both sides of the spectrum. You have a dude that watched his mama do everything by herself, and then he get with a female who he perceives is not as strong as his mama because she's asking him to help him, and she wants him to be in the child life and take care of the child, and he observes that as her being weak because his mama did it by herself. Like, can you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
On the male perspective. On a female perspective, you can have a female, and let's say we sticking with the African American community. A lot of our parents or our mothers had children young, and one of the biggest things is they never wanted us to have babies young.
Yeah.
So they was harder on us. So you got a woman that's harder on you, and at the same time, you watching her do it by herself. And at the same time, people can be bitter because we on both sides of it. We both talk to women. It's a rough life. You know what I'm saying? They some complex creatures. So you sitting up there, and so now you got this woman who it's been ingrained in her head, damn near embedded in her DNA to be independent. So now when she meet a man who is willing to take care of her and actually may be good for her, now you have that fight and that conflict of her going against everything. I'm not going to say in nature, because like I do agree. I feel like women do want to be led. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it is, I'm a daddy's girl, you know, I might look at it different because that, but I feel like I do want to be, I don't have no problem being submissive. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, okay, now you look, I feel like it's more of a society that's getting built up because, like I say, the lack of whatever switch happened where it stopped being a leader and the fault, because even back in the day, like my grandma says it all the time. When her daddy came home from work, her mama had the food on the table, had his clothes earned and stuff for the next day. And it wasn't that, like I say, it doesn't mean because a man is one that a woman is two. They was just a team. It was a way that it worked, and it's just not. I just feel like that's the disconnect. Like it's a how can I say it? I felt like the translation of like how we seen it kept getting distorted. I felt like it's been a generation of telephone. So it's like, oh, when my pop came home and his clothes was earned and the granny cooked all the time. They never sat down and really talked to their grandparents, never understood the dynamic of how they conversation, how they stuff was. Like I say, understanding, overthinking, that's what you seen. Well, my mama and my pop and my meemaw, they did this and that. So then it trickled down. You might have seen your mom and your daddy do a variation of it, and you don't understand the dynamic of their relationship either. Then you get down to your own relationship and you feel like at the bare minimum, you supposed to cook and you supposed to clean. I don't care if we up in here on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. I feel like I agree with you 100%, but I feel like I still, like you say, we can agree to disagree, but I still feel like the disconnect came from not understanding what a man is, and a man just now it got down to the point of, I got a set of balls and a penis, so I'm a man and you're supposed to follow me. And I don't think that was never the case. I don't think that was never how it was supposed to be. Like, you got a dude back in the day, he hunting or doing whatever. A woman wasn't strong enough back then. Or, like I say, sometimes you see videos where they hunted together. Mm-hmm. The man went out there and did the most strenuous and did the one, but it was always like a team. But if you sitting up here, I got trust issues. Like I say, like the two sides of the spectrum. If a woman is dependent on a man, then it makes the man feel like the woman is weak. And then you got a woman who's been taught and preached over independence. Or even if a woman, the mama didn't do it, she might have seen her mama dependent or codependent on men that abused her, that did whatever to her. Not saying like the child, but like the mama, and she never wanted to depend on a dude, because now that's her perception of a guy.
Okay, now you again said a lot. now again, I'm gonna bring it all around.
Go ahead.
So, with all of these issues that have been developed, mm-hmm. they all are coming from all of these issues are coming from communication.
Yeah.
They're coming from communication.
Understanding, comprehension, all of it.
They're coming from communication. And they're coming from, I wouldn't even say an openness, because if you want a family and you want to build a family, you have to understand the concept of compromise.
Yeah, definitely.
And the reason that, and I'm gonna use my mama for example.
Yeah.
My mama's 46 years old. She's single. She's been married twice. Mm-hmm. She was married to my older sister's dad when I was little, mm-hmm. and she married my stepdad, and then they got a divorce.
Yeah. Okay.
But Chris, who is my sister's dad, Chris is married. Mm-hmm. Chris has been married to this Deborah for almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. Ron, God rest his soul, he passed away 3 years ago, but Ron got remarried, and he was married to that woman for almost 10 years until he died. Mm. So neither one of my mother's marriages worked out. Mm-hmm. But my mother's mother was married. Mm-hmm. So what's the common denominator in the failure of my mother's marriages? And the failure of her relationships.
That's hard though. I can't answer that question.
You have to.
No, I'm saying I can't answer it because I don't know. I can say perception wise on the outside, not knowing the dynamics of those relationships, that is the way that you looking at it is that it's your mother. I can say that from the outside, but we don't. We don't know.
I do. I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I can only say from the outside.
Because I was there.
Yeah.
So. And I'm not saying that it's always the woman, because of course it was different things going on with both of those relationships that she had.
Okay, but
and before there was also different things going on with the relationship that my mother had with her father.
So I got a question, because you brought up your because I'm trying to see, because you said you brought up that your mother was married.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like your mother was supposed to stay married because she seen a marriage?
No, it's
No,
not about,
that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking.
I don't. So me, I don't think that my mom got married because she had 2 kids and it was the best. She thought it was the best situation for her.
Okay, I
which
got
is
you.
what I understand.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that neither one of my mother's 2 marriages worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they didn't work out was because my mama wanted to do what she wanted to do.
That's facts.
At the end of the day. And so, to
I
me,
understand that.
to me, relationships have never been about love, affection, compassion, caring, and any of that other stuff.
You crazy.
I'm serious. A relationship
crazy.
is about responsibility.
Uh-huh.
Being with somebody is about responsibility and duty. To me, because think about it like this.
This ain't no damn oath.
Hold on.
No, I'm saying, go
Your
ahead.
great granddaddy, my great granddaddy, fought in wars. They fought in wars. They worked in factories. They did X, Y, Z. You know how they did all that? Because they had a wife at home with 9 children, 10 children, 12 children, all of that stuff. And now we don't have kids. People don't have kids like the baby boomers like that no more.
Yeah.
But they were not coming home every day because they were coming home because they were not going to work for 13, 14 hours a day because they were happy to see them badass children. They were doing that because it was responsible and it was what they were supposed to do. And that's the difference in the disconnect that goes on between relationships in the past and relationships in the present. Present day relationships are not relationships. They're likerships. I like this girl. I like being around her. But as soon as me and my brother was having this conversation yesterday, he said that the reason he's single and the reason he's been single for so long is he's not willing to deal with the BS that comes from that woman. But if you want to be with somebody,
you got to deal with the BS. At
the end of the day, I know you gay, but humor me when I say this, people, and listen to me because y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn something.
I like dudes, man. I just prefer
you
women.
did tell me I was cute the other day.
I like dudes. I prefer women.
But y'all are gonna learn something when I say this.
Yeah, what you got for us?
Me and her in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Everything out is called the first stage you get in a relationship called cupcake stage.
Yep.
Look good, the icing shining. Or the new pair of shoes stage, right? New car stage.
I got you.
Smell good. It's nice on the outside. All of that. But when I get in that first car accident, I don't sell my car. I don't get rid of my car. What do? I pay my insurance and I go fix it.
If it's able to be fixed.
If it's able to be fixed. But most car accidents, those cars are fixable.
Sure, fast.
Because most car accidents are a fender bender. The windshield got broke. You got a flat tire. You don't say you call me, you get a flat tire. But a relationship is like that. Relationships are like that. And you cannot, every time something bad happens, it doesn't have to be the end of your relationship. Sometimes you have to struggle in a relationship. That's how you build and develop to get better. You cannot say, hey.
Okay, go ahead.
You cannot say, hey, this girl is beautiful. This girl smells good. This girl got a nice, this girl got a nice job. Her hair is pretty. She got a nice car. She a 10 out of 10. Guess what? She farts.
Yeah.
She shits in the toilet.
Yeah.
Her breath stink in the morning.
Yeah.
If she don't put on deodorant on, she work out.
She gonna be musty like everybody else.
If she don't shave, she gonna have hair down there.
Yeah.
If she don't get a wax, she gonna have hair on her legs, and her hair ain't always gonna be done. But if you wanna be with that woman, you have to accept those things. And where we have gotten in this social media heavy environment and climate, we have gotten to the point where we don't want to see the bad. We just want it to be good all the time, and that's not realistic. That's why my mother's.
I agree, but I don't. I agree, but I disagree.
It can't be good all the time.
No, okay, no. I'm not saying this is why I agree and why I disagree. And this is my thing. And we had talked about this when I went to MRT class, right? Mm-hmm. And people blame so much on social media. I feel like what social media took away for people who don't like. I'm a daddy's girl and I'm a granny's baby. Our granny's 74, 75 years old or whatever. And that's a lot of wisdom that is packed into those people that age. And I have always asked questions and wanted to learn and always wanted to understand things. I feel like where people blame social media is, and like I say, I agree and I don't disagree. I mean, I agree and I disagree is because social for children that does not have those people to talk to, like I say, the disconnect, my grandmother and my kids, my grandmother and my mother is different. They both grannies, right? They both gonna teach. They both teach their grandchildren different things.
Right.
Some stuff might overlap, but like the grannies. Now, and I'm not saying what a granny's supposed to act like, but the wisdom and the knowledge and the lessons that are supposed to be passed on, it stopped. It don't get passed on no more. So now you got the grannies or the mothers or whatever it's negative. They not preaching stay together. So like with my grandmother, I didn't learn so much about my granny until I left out of Texas. I came into the service, and I learned so much about my granny. And I just think my granny couldn't do no wrong, or my granny was just so wise. And these lessons, like I didn't understand. Like my granny had to go through this to get these lessons. But I will always take the lesson because my granny teaching me. I'm gonna take the lesson.
Right.
And then when my granny started giving me the background of the lessons, I'm like, dang, you went through that. I'm like, dang, granny, that happened. Like, but people don't. I feel like a younger generation, they don't get to see that. They don't know that stuff. So it goes back to what we saying about like the celebrities and around like that. Some of these kids really believe that you supposed to be cute. You know, like looks is the most important thing. You're supposed to like a person with it because they don't know. They really don't see that. And then they see, then the examples that they do have do the same thing. The first thing they hear a dude talk about a woman is, oh man, you see that bitch, she fine. So as a child, they like on Instagram, I see that, and in real life, I see that. So they don't have the disconnect to be like, okay, like I say, the understanding, the comprehension of a relationship and how it's supposed to work. Like you said, when them guys went off into the war and they came back, they felt like it was their responsibility to take care of their kids and do this, that, and the third. In the same breath, that's some of the same reason they told their kids that I did this, but I want better for y'all.
Yeah.
Because just like we were saying in the black community with segue into our next topic, kind of, right? That's like we were saying in the black community, stuff is not being passed down. So their parents was telling them, like, you don't have to go out there and make 10, 12 kids. You can go out there and live your life, and you can make it responsible. And here, I worked hard for you to have to do what I did. Now we kind of going into a situation where kids don't get that from their parents. They don't get that from their big cousins. They not getting that from this, that, and third. So all they get to see it is on social media, and they be like, that's real, or that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So I don't really see where we disagreed at all.
No, well, I mean, when you were saying like a relationship about the
You talking about the duty and responsibility.
and then when you were saying like the reason that it's like that is because of social media. I feel like social media played a part in it, but the real reason is like that because the foundation of these children is so much different than what we had. And now the new brick layers or concrete layers is fucked up. They not laying concrete, they laying turf.
So I wasn't saying that social media is the reason.
Yeah.
I'm saying that social media okay.
I was just disagreeing because I don't feel like it's a big of a reason as what people make it seem like.
So, okay, if you looked at my Instagram or my Snapchat, you would probably think, oh, this guy lives a great life.
Yeah.
He got all these Jordans. He handsome. He got this pretty little baby.
He handsome.
He lives a great life.
Yeah.
And but social media doesn't tell you. Social media doesn't tell you the issues that me and my mother faced when I was growing up, the issues that me and my sister faced when I was growing up.
I agree.
The poverty, we boil water. We had to boil water in the summer to take a bath sometimes.
Yeah.
My mama would. So anybody know anything about welfare, there's a gray area between when you can get food stamps and when you can get Section 8 and when you can get WIC and stuff like that, okay? So you can be poor and you can still make too much money to get food stamps. That's how my mother was.
My people was like that. Yeah, my people was like that.
My mama we were, okay, like nationally, census baseline statistically poor.
Yeah.
But my mother still made too much money in our community for her to get food stamps. So
Yeah.
my mom used to buy food stamps from other people. And you know,
We all do it.
I don't know how y'all do food stamps. I don't know how y'all do food stamps.
It's a
but
what?
we do 2 for $1.
Yeah, that's how it is.
We do 2 for $1. I give you $50 cash.
And you give me 100 food stamps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So you know, we had to do stuff like that. My mama we would sell plates, and my mama was a candy lady and stuff like that for me to play basketball and stuff like that. For me to run track, like we had to do all this stuff. We had to do all of these different things, and I think it just made me a hustler, and it made me work harder because I knew that I didn't want, and I, like I said, I have a 5-month-old daughter. My daughter, she'll never have to do that stuff.
Yeah.
God willing, I live to see it.
Yeah.
She'll never have to do that stuff, and it's not a knock against my mother.
Yeah.
But it's just the situation we was in.
I'm
saying all of that to say that is that when you have children, men, women, whoever you are, when you have children, you have a duty and a responsibility to care and nurture them and make sure that they get to the point where they're adult that can function in society.
Let me clap. All right, go ahead. I got that.
And as those parents, we have to teach. And in teaching those parents, that's why so many issues in the world today, because we don't teach tolerance. We don't teach compassion.
But that's what I'm saying, Chris. That's what I'm saying.
Things.
The social media didn't do, okay, just like you know what you went through when you was growing up.
Right.
Ain't nobody told you to go on social media and forget it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's what I'm saying with I'm saying like
that's deep.
No, but I'm saying, but I feel like it's real because that's what I'm saying about with people with the newer generation raising kids. They get so caught up on, and it's funny that we talking about this because my last episode was on a similar topic that people preach from their hurt or talk through their struggle, or they'll talk about their struggle, but they didn't get the lesson in the struggle. Like we
talked about it yesterday.
And it's exactly so. This is what I'm saying. Parents, I feel like some people who making kids now, they get so caught up on not wanting their children to go through what they went through. They get so caught up on not wanting their children to feel the way they did, even if it's not bad. Okay, let's say it like this, like they never want if their child be like, hey mama, I'm sad about this, that, and the third, and it triggered them to think about when they was a little kid sad about somebody making fun of their shoes. Don't you never let nobody see you sweat. You don't need to be sad, like you this, that, and the third, and then it starts building them up where it's like they dehumanizing these kids, and it's making it for when they go on social media. That is their coping mechanism, and then they want to live like that in the world. So now that's why we got to disconnect where the streets is like a what is it? Like it's taboo to what I'm trying to say. Like the streets is like a taboo thing. You want the money, you want your children to be good, but then your child is like attracted to the streets and the struggle because they so used to, okay, let's say you say African American household. I know a lot of Caucasians that I went to school with, they didn't know how messed up their mother and father was because they never shown it. And I feel like that's what social media did. And like I say, with the newer parents,
you saying that it hide the reality.
It hide the reality, yeah. and the parents hide the reality too because they make it where these kids, they not like you say, we go through these situations as kids, and if you don't never go back and reflect on it, you just build yourself up on, I don't want to do that. So it make you feel good to be like, I wasn't able to wear these clothes when I was younger. I got every J that came out. I wasn't able to rock this when I came out. I got everything. Didn't nobody tell you to put your kids on this social media and forget the struggle and forget the lessons that happened in your struggle? So that's why I say, just like I said, when you brought up with the parents and the grandparents, they talk to their kids. I had y'all 13 kids, but this, that, and the third. Younger generation, males too, y'all not doing that no more. I'm not saying you in general, but males in general, you representing all the guys across the world right now. Because this podcast in 6 of the 7 continents, and like I said, I think the 7th one is Antarctica. I need to look it up because I'll be saying it. You sitting here, the 7th continent, Antarctica, because I'm everywhere else. Yeah. It's 7, but the 7th is Antarctica, right?
Yeah, Antarctica, unless you know them scientists that send down there. They
no, exactly. So that's so everywhere is some civilization that this podcast has been. Yeah, this podcast has been streamed. So I'm just saying right now, you represent all dudes, and I feel like that's the disconnect because the parents not so okay, this is what I mean. Just like you said, it's a connection, it's a duty. You got two people who get in a like ship, like you called it, and they don't know how to communicate with each other.
Right.
If y'all can't communicate with each other, it is no way to communicate with the kids. So we live in a generation, even our parents, and even they parents, because it's been that. Well, I think my grandmama had like 13 kids, but it's still the same thing. I don't think she was married to nobody. She had somebody for a long time, but I don't know if they was married. But I'm just saying that to say, like, the disconnect comes from the lesson stop getting taught. And then you teach, like I say, that child come home, you don't let them see you sweat, this, that, and third. So now people don't want to have emotions. Now
Right.
you say, I don't have no emotions. No, you do have emotions, and your way to cope with it is to do this, that, and the third. So now when children log on to Facebook or Instagram or whatever, every time they sad and they know they ain't supposed to be sad, then that's when they go through, my life's supposed to be like this. Then you get those little kids who be like, well, I want a six-pack, or I want to drive a car like this, or I want to do this. And when you're not talking to them, then all they know is Polo Gino was a rapper and he was thugging, and so now I must need to thug and start rapping to get there. Cause they not understanding the foundation, and I don't feel like that's their fault. I feel like that's us, and like I say, our parents,
Absolutely.
cause they people stop talking to each other, so we don't know. It went from a generation of people talking to their kids to I'm the parent and I say so. So now bring it back full circle, like I was saying with the men. Now is I'm a man and not supposed to do it because it is like you do. Like like women, like okay, what the hell does that mean? Cause you came out with a balls and a penis. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Okay, now I understand that, but historically speaking, I'm historically speaking, and not even really historically, even today, everywhere in the world, I'm not saying women should willingly submit to every man,
yeah,
but the man that you choose, the man that you choose, it's your choice.
yeah,
The man you choose to be with. And as women, if you're choosing to be with a man,
in some
that
parts
you're
of the
not-
world, it's still
that
a lot of
you're- that you're not-
arranged marriages.
That's true too.
Yes, a lot of coaches do arranged marriages, and people learn to love each other. I feel like we can say that for America, but a lot of places not like that.
I personally believe that. Okay, I'm not gonna say I believe that, but I don't have a problem with arranged marriages because, again, in my opinion, the idea of marriage is not about you being sexy and having these pretty dreads and I like your pink hat. It's not about that. It's about me and it's about me. If me and you are gonna be together, we have to be able to build together. That's why I
agree.
I think that dating is
I
a
agree.
lost art.
Yes,
Young people, whoever, everybody watching this, I'm only 26 years old. The 30 and younger group, y'all need to learn how to date and learn
Yeah.
how to date effectively.
Yeah.
Just because Chris and Victoria went to the movies, it don't mean that she my girlfriend. It don't mean I'm her boyfriend. It don't mean we belong to each other.
and you could
can
go
date,
on dates.
You can
Yeah,
date multiple people. Now,
I done said that.
Whatever,
if you can't build with them, chill with them.
whatever dating is to you, if sleeping with them is a part of it, I ain't never drove a car without test driving it. So, hey, all I'm saying is that you have to
Dude,
learn.
crazy.
I'm being serious though. You
I
have to learn how.
believe.
You have to learn how to date. And you have to learn how to date effectively. That is the foundation of relations.
Effective dating comes with dating with a purpose.
Yeah.
Most people don't date with a purpose, so they get with somebody that they find attractive, think is sick. Yeah, put them glasses on. I'm sorry. You get with a person that you find attractive, and you think is sexy, like somebody that just walked through this.
What Kevin Hart said. Damn.
Yeah. we both got stuck. But you get with and you're not dating with like what you saying. I agree 100. We saying the same thing a different
Yeah.
way, but I agree with you 100%. Like if you met the same reason why I'm not married. I've been proposed to 3 times, but your thought of marriage is like okay. The distortion, like it is in the military. Make a baby. If you ain't making a baby, get married just to get some extra money. And you don't realize like that money ain't really extra if you don't know how to manage your money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't no extra money. That's just more money for you to screw off. All I'm saying is with the same dating, people don't date with a purpose. So like you say, people be like, I find you attractive. I don't want you to talk to nobody else. We dating. And then it's like, then like you say, they get to being a human. Like that woman gotta act like. Then, like I say, you don't know no better. Your homeboy, your daddy telling you this, or your daddy not talking to you, or your daddy dead, or just don't take care of you. Then your homeboy saying like your girl's supposed to dress like this, smell like this all the time. She supposed to be bad. You're supposed to be sex. She supposed to suck you off whenever you feel like it. And then you get that distorted version of what it's supposed to be. So you never started off dating somebody with a purpose of
trying to own them.
Yeah, you start out trying to own them, but you just people think that you could accidentally fall into a healthy relationship.
You have to work on that. You gotta develop that.
If I say you gotta date with a purpose, you can't accidentally fall into no good relationship and then be like, just like people judge these rappers and stuff, and they wonder like how their girlfriends stay with them. If you don't think they behind the scene doing whatever they show us, I promise you, they women is not. There's not the same thing that's going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Or we see the ones who maybe they just get sick or tied up, and then you be like they divorced after 30 and 40 years, or even like Dr. Dre. We can judge that situation from the outside all day long, but we never know the inner workings of these people's relationships and how much somebody done put up with, and they just had enough.
I'm not the biggest Kevin Samuels fan in the world.
That boy get on my nerves.
But I watch.
This is not a representation of Overthink and Understand podcast.
Absolutely not.
That dude is a piece of shit.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that.
I said it.
But I watch.
I said it.
I watch Kevin Samuels. I agree with some things he said. I disagree with some of them. But I think if we're going to be 50s, whatever years old, he's really fashionable and he's very knowledgeable in my opinion.
It depended on what fashion sense you like. I ain't seen him bring where his kids at and his wife. How is a single?
His
how
daughter
single
is like 25 years old. He only had one daughter.
Okay,
he's
exactly.
not married though. But he has. Hold on. He has been married and all he does is when he gets on TV, he gives his opinion.
That's
and
true.
They're paying him for his opinion. So this is the thing that I don't understand. They get upset with him about. Yeah, you ask him a question, he answers the question. You get upset about the question. They get into an argument. He hang up the phone. He didn't got paid.
I totally agree.
It's almost like a gimmick.
Don't go on there to get your feelings hurt and talk too crazy.
He done got paid. He done gave you the advice, and he got his point across. It's his platform.
Yeah, that's true.
But one thing that I learned from him is like I said, I'm not an advocate for submitting to a man.
Listen closely, y'all.
Women, y'all talk about.
We listening.
Do some research.
We listening.
But y'all talk about what a man is supposed to have and what a man is supposed to give you, what he's supposed to provide, all of these things for you.
Dudes don't do the same thing?
Beyonce was on top of the world. Beyonce was on top of the world. Single, beautiful, successful, sexy. She decided, her and Jay-Z decided they was going to be together.
Beyonce was 19, wasn't Jay-Z like 30 or 20? 28, 25? We ain't gonna talk about that though,
something like that.
Okay,
like that.
She was a child.
Well, I mean, she also had two adult parents that was married to each other, and they didn't have we didn't know their relationship.
Didn't I just say the generation before us is fucked up too? Like they wasn't no better. Her mom and them relationship ain't the perfect.
They ain't even together no more.
But
that was also almost 20 years ago. But the point I'm trying to get to with the whole Beyonce and Jay-Z thing is that Beyonce has had everything the world had to offer her on the individual level, but she still understood the fact that that people have to leave a legacy. We want families, we want a legacy, we want children, we want all of those things. And if a woman that has everything to offer can, I'm not even saying humble herself, but if she can be able to be with a man, most of you should be able to, because
what the hell are you talking about?
I'm being honest.
Go ahead.
Statistically speaking.
Go ahead, we listening.
Speaking, across all demographics, women are generally attracted to older men. The reason women are generally attracted to older men is because older men have higher earning potential. Most men don't reach their highest level of earning potential until they're in their late 30s, early 40s.
I agree. I'm a female that like older women, but I'm saying that's not always guaranteed.
No.
And it goes back to stability of what they would be with a younger dude if he could do that too.
Right, but younger men generally, and I'm telling on myself when I say this, younger men generally, I'm not even, okay, I'm not talking about the financial part with myself
Yeah.
necessarily, but younger men are generally less stable financially. But guess what? Between the ages of 20 and 29, 30, what are most of us doing? We grinding. We trying to, we in college. We working. We building. We developing. We innovating. We making changes. We trying to get to where we want to be as men. And that's why, that,
Oh, look, just
this,
one thing. I feel like you overlooking women are kind of like a dude has the potential to be grinding, or he gets the okay to be grinding and doing that. A woman or a little girl is being taught to do that since the age of 12, 13, 14. So in their 20s, they're a little bit or more established. So I'm just saying, it goes back to the point of when a dude who's grinding or showing potential, we can't fall in love with potential all the time.
I disagree.
No, I say all the time because, okay, everybody has the potential to be great. That don't mean that you'll ever reach your peak.
Right.
All I'm saying is, from a woman's perspective, if you have a female who been ingrained into your head since you was a child that you need to take care of yourself, you need to do this and that, you have to be on your shit, and then you on your shit in your 20s and your 30s, because it's a lot of successful already. That's why they say, oh, women mature faster than dudes. Like that's not always the truth, but when you get into situations like that, then it comes to what the fuck do you have to offer me for me to be submissive to you?
When we get to talking about finances, and like I said,
I'm just saying in general. I said mature.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, women are, y'all have a biological clock. Y'all have to have children up until a certain point. Generally, I'm not even gonna say generally. About 95% of y'all have up until you're roughly in your early 40s
to menopause
to have a child.
Yeah.
And spread your legacy. Men, we don't have that constraint. So most of us, that's why, so statistically speaking, right, most men don't have children until they're over 30. Most men don't have children until they're over 30 because we don't have to.
Yeah.
Most of us, like I said, we're building businesses.
That's why them old ass babies be coming out looking like that.
We're trying to develop our business, build our brand, and all of this stuff, so that we can leave a legacy to a child. And like I said, at 25, having a child is, to me, that's I felt like I did great getting to 25 without having a baby. But by the time I was 25, I had a house, a car, a job, and other avenues of income.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the same constraints that maybe your average 25-year-old had at that same age. But I'm saying all of this to say is that younger men are not usually interested in starting families.
I agree.
It's not.
But
it's
that
not
still
the
teaches to the disconnect that it didn't used to be like that. Even generations, but it's not too far along. Like you say, Pop and Grandma was freaking 14, 13 together.
Right, but I'm talking. But today's men are not interested in starting families at younger ages, because most of us remember when we were children. And
hold on. Let me go.
But yeah, most of us were so used to watching our parents struggle when we was growing up that we don't want that for our kids, and us not wanting that for our children leads a lot of this generation having children later on in life, which is why the rate of men, especially in the black community, have went down tremendously of having children in our 20s and in our teenage years, because we're so afraid of, most of us are afraid of failing our children like we was failed when we was being raised.
But I totally agree, but I also feel like it's another side to it, as far as they making babies and not raising them either, because they don't want to fail them. So sometimes, and I done had a guy tell me like I'm better off not in their life. So I feel like it's too, because I feel like you talking to like a guy or a man kind of with his head on straight, but it's still that same fear. I totally agree, but I feel like sometimes, and I heard it from a dude And I don't think that he the only dude who feel like that, who feel like how I'm supposed to. I don't know how to be a daddy. So the
Mm-hmm.
fear of messing them up trying to be a father makes
Mm-hmm.
him be absent. And
But and I would say that to that young man. I would say, but those women don't know how to be mothers. My my daughter's mother, Melanie. Melanie is 20 years old.
yeah,
That girl don't know how to be nobody mama. And just like I don't know how to be a dad personally, but you have to learn to, because if you allow your child to be raised and mentored specifically by their mother, they're gonna grow up with only one perspective. And that child needs more than one perspective. They need your perspective and your experience as well, along with your wisdom, your knowledge, your guidance, and anything else that you had to give them. But I think you was like, a lot of men think that giving money is enough, and giving money isn't enough. You have to give your time and energy to those children as well.
keep going. You good? Nah,
Um,
you did do your
no,
thing.
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
What you doing now? That's what I
but
was trying to
I
tell you.
mean, me growing up with a single mother, like I have a 29-year-old sister that's never been pregnant because she's afraid of having kids, because she's afraid of having a daughter grow up like she did. She tells me that all the time.
I had them thoughts cross my mind. That's what I said. Was we on camera when I said it? I said the same thing. Like I wanted children earlier in life because I thought it was normal growing
Hmm.
up, like your parents being so young, and I always thought like older how can I say, like older parents, they kids got away, and there's two sides of it.
Hmm.
The adult side is fighting with the child side. But my child side growing up until I seen the other side of it, I thought like their kids was better. The parents didn't know what they was doing on. The kids was sneaking out. They was able to get away with
Hmm.
most stuff. And I didn't realize the craziness of everything that we went through as a child because we grew up with our parents. So
Right.
now I look back, like my mama and daddy 46, like your mama is, and my oldest brother is 29. I'm 25, getting ready to be 26, and my youngest brother is 23. Yeah, he a year. What he a year and 18 months or something like that, or 8 months younger than me. But yeah, he's 97, so he's 23, 24. Long story short, I thought, and now I'm looking back and I'm like, dang, like they was babies, like they was in their 20s and they
Hmm.
had 3 kids, like so, like I get that. I had that fear sometimes too because I feel like I don't want to bring a child into the world because I want them and not give them what they deserve, or not being financially stable to take care of myself
Hmm.
and everything that's going around, and then me dictating how I raise them off of money, or me being frustrated about money and missing out on raising them.
Hmm.
You know?
Finance is the number one cause of stress
Yeah, and
in the
divorces.
United States.
Yeah, but
It's the
people
number
don't know
one
how to,
stressor.
and it's education because people don't know how to manage them. Everybody complain about money and we not getting the right amount of money, but we come into a lot of money. It's about how much money you keep in your
You
pocket.
you know why money management is such a bad issue, and it's not because they don't teach it. I always tell people this when they say that they should give money management classes and stuff like that in school.
They
They do.
should.
They do. They teach economics, and most high schools, especially modern day high schools, they teach economics. The reason people don't understand finances is by design. We live in a culture and in a nation that is a capitalist society. Is designed for us to spend almost all of our money. There's advertisements everywhere. Everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. Everybody got to have a new pair of J's. Everybody want rims on their car in a 2020. I mean a 2022. You know what I'm saying?
2020
And
Corvette. Look at Corvette. No, I'm just
everybody
playing.
want push button start. Everybody want hardwood floors in their kitchen because that's the society we bred in and we designed to want those things. Now you can learn how to manage money, but managing money is all based off of like discipline and I hate to say it, but discipline and self awareness.
No, but I agree. But that's why I say, even if you learn it in economics, it's just like I I I was with you up until okay. I ain't gonna say I disagree. I'm gonna say I'm with you, but I feel like also is even if you learn it, and just like how you say we live in a world where we taught to spend our money. That's just, and this is why I say I feel like it's education. When you look at somebody, I looked up and they say the average millionaire spends 20% of their income.
Hmm.
Somebody who's a working class, everything comes out of one check or other checks. Everything goes into, so millionaires, they living off 20% and it goes into assets or whatever like that. We don't even have assets. Working class walks around with more assets, and some don't even mean liabilities than assets
Yeah.
because everything like you make your paycheck, you got to pay your rent, you got to
Mhm.
take care of your family. Everything is a deduction, and you don't have nothing to put up. And then, like I said, it's why because you're not being taught. Like just like I say, we could keep tying it back in. Back in the day, me, mom, papa, y'all had this little house, but when them kids got out the house, they had like a nest egg on top of having some, land, on top of having some land or whatever. You better not be acting crazy, man.
But oh, you're absolutely correct. But the reason that the working class, and even with education, it is fundamentally impossible for most people to not be working class.
I
It
agree.
is just the way the world's set up.
I
It's
agree.
even animals show us, societal structures showed us. There's worker bees and there's queen. There's
Hmm.
worker ants, there's a queen.
I
There's
totally agree.
worker rats, there's a queen rat, believe it or
Yeah.
not. Well, there's a pride of lions and there's the king lion. There's the matriarch elephant, and then there's the rest of the family of female elephants.
Yeah.
It's always one at the top.
I totally
And
agree.
and we gotta and I'm gonna bring this all together so we can try to close this thing out. S- in life, we make decisions and we have to live with those decisions, whether it's your sexuality, starting a family, marrying your 18-year-old goddaughter, the car you drive,
Down that
the
this
the house you decide to build, or the house you decide to rent. It's all based off of decisions. But for you to build the best legacy for yourself possible, you have to make more of the right decisions than the wrong decisions.
totally agree. And that starts with, like you said, the person you date, what you choose to do, how you choose to look at life. You have to have a purpose and be dedicated to doing that. Not getting tunnel vision just stuck like you have to do it one, but getting dedicated to wanting something better for yourself. And I feel like that's what millionaires and the 1% do have. They all started off to some degree normal. Cause even like Bill Gates' kid, I think when they got a divorce, is it Bill Gates? I'm saying the wrong thing. Is it Bill Gates who just got a divorce and they gave their kids like 10 million a piece and then sent
I'm
them
not,
on their way?
I'm not sure.
I'm not okay, but it was one of them. So, but is it Steve Jobs? I think I'm thinking about
Steve
Steve
Jobs
Jobs.
dead.
He dead. So it's Bill Gates.
It's probably Bill Gates.
All I'm thinking, one of them, they just got, y'all know what I'm talking about, just got a divorce, and he gave his kids 10 million and he sent them on his way. And some of his kids are going to be able to go and multiply their fruit with the choices that they make. And some of them, that money go be gone just as quick as he gave it to them. So I agree with you saying 100%. Like, it's choices, but that's why I say it also can be, um, I guess we're going to try to talk about it. I don't want to rush it, but like, that's why I don't feel like it could just be like the black community and just like as a whole, like somebody keeping us down or doing this, that, and the third when it's our choice to go out there and make something of ourselves or
Mhm.
not. And instead